Happy Friday, boys and girls. Today we are going to be reading, with permission from Penguin Random House Books, Secret Pizza Party by Adam Rubin and Daniel Salieri. Now, we've really been looking at realism versus fantasy this week and being able to tell what can happen in real life and what cannot happen in real life. We looked at all of those Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball books, and that was kind of easier to tell because we discovered yesterday that if we look at the illustrations, everything that was real was all in black and white, and then everything that was fantasy was in color. Today is going to be a little different. Everything's going to be in color, but there are some things that could really happen and some things that could not really happen. So we're going to read the story, and then we're going to talk about what could and could not happen, and then we'll have an exit ticket. Sound good? All right. Happy Friday. Let's get going. Secret Pizza Party. Poor raccoon. All he wants in life is some pizza. If only he knew how to ask politely. Ah, pizza. So beautiful you could hang it on the wall of a museum. So convenient you could eat it in the bathtub. Of course, the best part about pizza is the gooey cheesiness, salty pepperoniness, sweet tomato-ness, and crispity, crunchity crust. Yum! Oh, sorry, raccoon. I didn't mean to rub it in. Hey, cheer up! I just had a great idea. Let's throw a pizza party at your house tonight. Shh! Don't tell anyone. This will be a secret pizza party. I know what you're thinking. Why would we keep such a delicious party a secret? Okay, sure. It's so folks don't show up to bonk you with brooms. But that's not the only reason. When you make something secret, you make it special. Regular handshake? Boring. Secret handshake? Booyah! Regular staircase? Tiring. Secret staircase? Terrific. Regular pizza party? Get that raccoon off the table. Secret pizza party? Get that raccoon another slice of pizza. He's the guest of honor. Hot diggity dog, our pizza party is going to be so much fun. Call the pizza man and tell him to bring over his absolute finest pizza pie. Hang on a minute. You don't want the delivery guy to know where you live. He might recognize you from the posters and chase you off with a broom. Think, raccoon, think. Oh. Okay, now, play it cool. You're just an honest, pizza-buying citizen who left his wallet in the car. The pizza man thinks you'll be right back. Let's go! I've planned the perfect getaway route. Around the broom factory, over the broom enthusiasts club, past the raccoon sniffing broom bots. Wait a second. Raccoon sniffing broom bots? Uh-oh. Run, raccoon, run like the wind. Whew, we made it. Let's barricade the doors and pop open that pizza box. Secret pizza party. Oops, I said that kind of loud. Sorry. Pizza smell gives me the happy screams. Try not to crunch too loud. Definitely no high-fiving or music or dancing. In fact, we'd better turn off the lights and whisper just to be safe. Secret pizza party. What's the matter? Sweet, sassy, molassy, look at all that pizza. Clearly, these people are much better at throwing parties than they are at keeping secrets. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Okay, you're in. Just play it cool. No one suspects a thing. Uh-oh. Secret pizza party! The it. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to pause for a second and go back to the beginning of the story. Of course, it won't be a pause for you, so I will see you in just a second. All right, let's look at this first page. What do we see in the illustration? What is real and what's fantasy? Well, I see a family eating pizza. Looks like probably in a restaurant. Could that really happen? Absolutely, that is real. I see a raccoon looking in the window wanting some pizza. Is that real or fantasy? Boys and girls, although this could be a little confusing, I think it's probably safe to say that's more fantasy because while raccoons do love to eat, I don't know that they only want certain food. I think they just like any food that they can find. And I don't know that a raccoon would be staring in that window. Let's look at the next page. Oh, what do we see in this illustration? I see that, look, he was trying to get into that trash can to get that old pizza, and someone's chasing him off with a broom. Is that real or fantasy? That is real, absolutely. A raccoon could be chased away with a person holding the broom, and raccoons do like to get into trash cans to eat old food. All right, what's real, what's fantasy? Could we actually hang a piece of pizza on the wall of a museum? We might be able to. I really don't think so. I think we'd wind up with lots of bugs. So I think that's going to be more on the fantasy side. But if we look at the other part of the page, we see that someone's eating pizza in the bathtub. Could that actually happen? It could. Should it happen? Probably not, but it could. That I think would be more on the realistic side, whereas the pizza on the wall of a museum would be probably a little bit more on the fantasy side or the wishful thinking side. All right. Of course, the best part about pizza is the gooey cheesiness, salty pepperoniness, sweet tomato-ness, and crispity crunchy crust. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to say that's totally real. Miss Farmer loves pizza, and I love that gooey cheese and that crispy crust. But let's look at the next page. We're talking about raccoon throwing a secret pizza party. Can that happen? No, it cannot, because we know that in fantasy, animals can't act like people. That's a way we know that it's a fake or fantasy story, that it can never, ever happen. Okay. Can there be regular handshakes and secret handshakes? Yes, there can. Can there be a regular staircase or a secret staircase? Actually, yes, there can. I would love to find a secret staircase, wouldn't you? Regular pizza party? Get that raccoon off the table. Absolutely realistic. Secret pizza party? Get that raccoon another slice of pizza. He's the guest of honor. Fantasy. Ooh, hot diggity dog, our pizza party's gonna be so much fun. Boys and girls, look at that illustration. Do you see that the raccoon is in a wanted poster? Realism? Fantasy. Absolutely fantasy. The raccoon thinking about how to have a secret pizza party. Realism or fantasy? Fantasy. Raccoon dressed up in disguise to get a pizza from the pizza place? You're right. Of course you're right. It's fantasy. The raccoon running away, planning the perfect getaway route. Realism? Fantasy? Raccoon sniffing broom robots? Realism, fantasy? You're right. All of that, definitely fantasy. Ooh. Raccoon running away from brooms? Could happen, but the brooms being fired by raccoon sniffing broom bots? No, total fantasy right there, boys and girls. Oh, the raccoon's safely home. Now, I think raccoons do have like a den or a place where they do sleep they normally go back to rest. It's like their little safe space. But do you think raccoons have posters on their walls? Do you think they have walls? So, even though there's a little bit of realism in that a raccoon is going to go back to a safe place, it's pretty much fantasy because a raccoon's safe place is not going to look like someone's bedroom in a house, is it? No. Raccoon turning on a lamp? Probably not. A raccoon hearing noise while he's eating? Hmm. I know we want to say it's fantasy because we know the raccoon is acting like a human there, which tells us fantasy. Can a raccoon be eating something and hear a noise? You're right, he can. But again, we're mostly going to go with fantasy right here because I don't think the raccoon would then go look out the window or peek out the tree to see what's happening. Now, boys and girls, did you notice anything when we were reading this before? Did you notice that the people in this pizza party are wearing masks? And did you realize that the raccoons coloring around his eyes make it look like he's wearing a mask? Do you think a raccoon can infiltrate a party and blend in because everybody else is wearing a mask? No, total fantasy, right? Oh, how about a raccoon climbing on a table and eating a whole bunch of pizza? That could probably happen, but would it most likely happen? Probably not. I think we're dealing with mostly fantasy here. I do think some people would chase the raccoon away though, but I don't think the raccoon would be like, woohoo, yay, secret pizza party. Boys and girls, I really hope that you enjoyed this story. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think it's really interesting how you can read a fiction story that has a lot of fantasy in it, but still have little bitty pieces that could really happen. And it's fun to figure out which is which. So, get ready for your exit ticket. You're gonna love it. See you in a second.